One. Imagine if I had a name like Jimmy Ricard, evolved from the jerk to become the king of the cards. Sweet ladies love him cause he's got a little dimple in his cheek.
You had to have that for the intro, didn't you?
Yeah, that's my jam, man.
It's Toddcast in studio with me, DJ. Check this out.
It's like everything he touches turns to gold. It's amazing. Coming it down with
So you like your custom intro?
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
It's Random Overflow 2.0, baby, and DJ with you at Toddcast. And let's do it. It's going to be a great show. Lots of cool stuff to get to. Todd was doing some show prep before the show, and let's see what you got. We're going to do some, I guess we're going to quiz you or quiz me.
No, we're gonna quiz you.
Okay, we're going to talk about name the product's secret ingredient. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun because I know Chick-fil-A and McDonald's use a lot of different stuff to make their food taste really good. So you're going to kind of get a secret behind the scenes look at that. Also, woman calls 911 to report an alligator attack. Of course, where do you think this story's coming from?
I'm going to say Florida.
Yes, you're right. We're also going to talk about, and I also got Todd a sound effects machine over there, so that's going to be a lot of fun throughout the show. And we're going to be talking about the new movie that's coming out and front page news. We've got MSN says over 1,200 flights have been canceled. We talked about flights a couple episodes ago. That stuff's crazy. That's going to be fun to get into. All kinds of really cool stuff. And we're going to also open up the phone later in the show. And if you want to interact, the phone number is 870-719-1168, 870-719-1168. There you go. That's the phone number. What did you want to dive into first?
You know, I heard something about Russia this past week, and I want to talk about it.
Okay, go ahead.
So did you know that President Biden actually went to Kyiv? Did you know that?
I didn't.
Yeah, because you don't pay attention over.
I'm not paying attention.
Yeah. So anyways, which, you know, hey, good for him. You know, he's going over there to support, a nation under attack by Russia. And so one of the things that Russia is basically saying is, hey, look, United States and all of NATO countries, if you guys, start pumping out your chest, we're going to take nuclear talks off the table. And, you're causing this, because of your actions, you're causing us to do this. And it's like, no, listen, Putin, you invaded a country. Like, you chose war over peace. You invaded them. You're killing them. You're destroying their infrastructure, and people are getting, killed and injured and worse. And, I always say, look at the dominoes. You got to follow the dominoes, right? Mm-hmm. So don't say we're creating a situation when we're reacting to something that you did, because you're the one that really created it. And, now China's getting involved. China's talking about supplying Russia with, military equipment and so forth. And
I'm glad you're staying up to date on that.
Well, here we go, I guess. I mean, it's just, things were going pretty good, I think, for about 20 years. Like, it seemed like we had, pretty good peace, at least in the European nations and, the United States, other than our, 30 years in the Middle East. But besides that, the world just seemed peaceful, overall. But, when things start getting into Europe, it's a little bit different. So,
right. So, glad we got that on the table. The serious news first. But I wanted to talk about the flight being canceled the past several days. 1,200 flights because of this crazy weather we've been seeing. Winter storm moving across the northern part of the U.S. 1,600. Yeah, I got that right. 1,600 flights were delayed due to that snow and rain. So Newsweek magazine says Southern California received its first ever blizzard warning yesterday. The National Weather Service posted.
Freeze.
Yes, due to the potential for strong winds and heavy snow, a blizzard warning was issued for L.A. County and Ventura County. Mountains from 4 a.m. Friday. I won't get into the times on that. Here's something interesting. A new survey by Intelligent.com reveals that 58% of college students now use TikTok for homework help.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
Shall not pass!
Do your homework.
Yes, Drugstore News says Snickers is bringing back its Rockin' Nut Road Candy Bar.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, that's right up there for a Toddcast. The bar is packed with almonds, marshmallow, flavored nougat, and caramel. Is
Go
it caramel?
ahead. Make my day.
Yeah, that
Caramel
sounds awesome.
or caramel?
I say caramel.
Okay. New York Post says Paris Hilton has named her newborn son Phoenix Baron Hilton Reum. Reum. R-E-U-M. Reum? Yeah, Phoenix stands for hope, rebirth, and transformation, while Baron is the name of Paris's late grandfather. Well, there you go.
Wow. Well, good for her.
All right, time for some Hollywood gossip. Let's do it. TMZ says the Academy Awards has created a crisis team in order to deal with any distractions or brawls like last year's fight between Will Smith and Chris Rock. The Academy says we have a whole crisis team, something we've never had before, and many plans in peace. We've run many scenarios, so it is our hope that we will be prepared for anything that we may not anticipate right now, but we're planning for just in case it does happen. So.
Well, that's good because you remember that famous slap heard around the world?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? I mean, I was literally like thinking, like, they don't have security at this thing? Like, they're just going to let this guy go up and smack the MC. Wow.
Falcon punch!
Oh, I guess I really should have hooked you up with that sound effects before today because you're not abusing it yet.
No,
You're doing really good.
Well, thank you.
A Showbiz says JJ Cool, LL dyslexia. LL Cool J is facing paternity claim. Excuse me. The website says he and his wife Simone have 4 children together. A young man named Love Benji claims LL is his father. He posted an Instagram video in which he said, "It takes a lot of courage for me to be able to talk about this now at the age that I am. They made me sign the paperwork, you know. They didn't want it to go public. This probably around COVID. They wanted to silence me. They wanted to silence me ever since my mother really told me the truth. I feel like it should be public now. And I need..." Yeah.
Listen. You bring a child into the world, claim the child, okay? If you're going to bring a child in the world, you don't get to pretend like he or she doesn't exist, okay? Period. End of story. Go on.
I like it. There you go. And I liked your buzzer sound effect, too. History lesson for February 23rd. It's the 54th day of the year. There are 311 days remaining until the end of the year. So make sure you put that on your calendar. Today, National Chili Day. Did you get your chili today? Yeah. National Banana Bread Day. You are really good at those sound effects. International Dog Biscuit Appreciation Day. Play Tennis Day. And Pinocchio Day.
Pinocchio.
There are 17 days left until daylight savings time starts. 22 days until St. Patty's Day. Got any plans for that?
No, not
37
yet.
days left until April Fool's Day. That's going to be a fun show. And also 45 days left until Easter. On this day, back in 1896, the Tootsie Roll Pop was invented. And on this day, back in 1903, Cuba leased Guantanamo Bay to the United States. What do you think about that?
Well, it's kind of interesting because, that's where we kept all the prisoners from Desert Storm, Desert Shield, Afghanistan, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, some of those people were imprisoned there for years. No trial, no nothing, no charges. It's kind of an interesting legal scenario, I guess. But, yeah, I mean, better than us, I guess, right?
Oh, man. On a lighter note, on this day back in 1940, Walt Disney's animated movie Pinocchio was released.
And then something else caught my eye. A puppet. One of those marionette things. All strings and joints. Cute little fella. Good piece of wood, too.
He's talking about you.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Okay. On this day back in 1997, NBC TV showed Schindler's List completely uncensored, 65 million watched.
Do you know why they talk about it being completely uncensored?
Why is that?
Because there's nudity in it.
Look, all you have to do is tell me what it's worth to you. What's a person worth?
No. What's one worth to you?
On this day in 1999, Eminem dropped his first major label album, the Slim Shady LP. Man, I wish I had a drop for that one. On this day back in 2000, Carlos Santana, is that how you pronounce his name?
Carlos Santana.
Santana won 8 Grammy Awards for his album Supernatural, tying the record set by whom? It's a good one.
Elvis?
Nope.
No, I don't know.
Close. King of Pop. Not the King of Rock.
Okay, yeah.
Mr. Michael Jackson back in 1983.
Hey, baby!
Yeah, with Thriller.
Get hot tonight?
So that's a look at what's going on around.
Did you ever see Schindler's List?
I have not.
Oh, serious movie, okay? So I'm watching it at the movie theater. This is years ago when it came out. And I'm sitting next to some little old ladies. They have to be in their late 70s, right? There's 2
Blue
of them.
hairs.
Well, yeah, I'm a little bit more, socially acceptable than that. Anyway, so I told you there's nudity, and it's a horrible scene because, obviously you got these people marching around and they're nude. And these little ladies are giggling at the scene.
That's horrible.
It was horrible.
That's terrible.
They couldn't control themselves.
No. Glad we have Toddcast in studio to keep our morals in check.
Okay.
Looking ahead, Friday's history lesson. February 24th is the 55th day of the year. And I just read that again, like Jimmy Fallon did.
Yeah. So
I should have been at rehearsal.
Should have been a rehearsal.
Do you want to read the birthdays? Because you wanted them in the show. I didn't want them in the show. I didn't think they were really necessary. But here, you go ahead.
So this week in history, this week birthdays, we have Dakota Fanning, Aziz Ansari, Josh Gad.
Aziz Ansari, that guy's funny.
You like him?
Yes.
All right. Aerosmith's Brad Whitford. You know who Aerosmith is?
Yes, I know who Aerosmith is.
Boxer Floyd Mayweather. And this says Titanic star Billy Zane. Billy Zane's been in a lot of things more than Titanic. And I don't even think he was that big of a part of the movie, to be honest with you. Rocker George Thorogood, birthday this week. Edward James Olmos this week. Rupert Holmes. You know who Rupert Holmes is?
If you like pina coladas.
That's right. Yeah.
And getting caught in a song about cheating. Yeah. Terrible.
It's really not cheating because it ends up being his own girlfriend.
Yeah, but still, the premise is they cheated to meet each other. I mean,
no, but they didn't. That's the thing. They didn't cheat. Seriously.
Still,
I mean,
they were going to cheat, and that's the same darn thing.
Well,
it's a good song.
You can't cheat with.
It's a good song. I'll give you that.
Can't cheat with, right? All right. So, Senator Joe Lieberman, Phil Knight. Do you know who that is? Co-founder and chairman of Nike. All right, I got some questions for you.
No, I wanted to do the questions.
No, I get to do the questions.
Okay.
Secret ingredients.
Are you going to play the sound effect?
Which, not really. I guess, here.
All right, what's the secret ingredient?
Go ahead, you got something?
No, I'm just getting ready for when.
All right, McDonald's Chicken McNuggets use A, sugar, B, sorghum, C, celery salt.
Can you explain what sorghum is?
No, I cannot.
No clue. My grandmother always told me that they put sugar in the fries. That's what made them taste so good.
That's incorrect. Celery salt for Chicken McNuggets.
Celery salt.
Yeah. All right, Chick-fil-A sandwich. Have you ever had Chick-fil-A?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they don't have those all over the place. You know what I mean? So, like, when I'm traveling, if I see one, those sandwiches are really good.
There's a few of them. They made their way north in the recent years.
Well, Chick-fil-A sandwiches use A, salt, sugar, brine, B, beef flavoring, or C, nutmeg.
A.
Which one's that?
The first one.
Yeah. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, McDonald's French fries, they use A, beef fat.
Didn't we just do this one?
No, that was nuggets.
Oh.
These are French fries.
Oh. Okay.
Or Liberty fries. All right. A, beef fat, B, mustard seed, or C, peppermint?
Not peppermint, that's for sure. And it's not mustard. So, process of elimination, what does that give me?
Beef fat.
Was I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
The crowd goes wild.
All right. Popeye's chicken uses A, coffee beans, B, MSG, or C, horseradish.
Let's go to the Canadian on this one. Do you know the answer?
I would say MSG, because that's in everything nowadays.
That is correct.
You just won nothing.
Nothing.
All right. Can I have my computer back, or are you just
guess.
gonna?
Go ahead. You know, if this show had a budget, there'd be 2 computers. You know,
There is 2 computers. I tried
Bummer.
Bummer. I wanted to go to the phone on this one. Let's give out that number again. If you want to interact with the number or with us, you can call us anytime, day or night. Just leave a voicemail. We'll put you on the air. 870-719-1168. 870-1119. 1168. That's a pretty easy number to remember. Let's check this out. What do we have going on? We've got...
Turn it up.
Yes. Today is Pinocchio Day, which we talked about. What's the funniest lie your toddler or young child ever told you? How did you know they were lying? What was their reaction when you busted them? Do you want to add to this?
no, my kids were always pretty honest, to be honest with you.
All right. Susan, go ahead.
My daughter was 3, and we had just had a really long talk, like the day before, about lying, about how they would get in more trouble if they lied than if they just told the truth. And she was 3 years old and walked out of the kitchen and had chocolate all around her mouth. And I said, were you into the chocolate in the kitchen? And she stared at me and glared at me like it was my fault that this was a problem.
Oh, okay. So what happened then?
I was like, okay, dude, I have a feeling she's going to lie to me about it. And I wonder if our conversation yesterday stuck with her. And she was like, I don't want to talk about it. And I could not believe that my 3-year-old pled the fifth. But yeah, she weaseled out of it.
Smart kid, knows her constitution. That's awesome.
It was hard to, it was hard to, like, I started laughing at that point because it was such an unexpected response. Like, either I was going to get the truth or I was going to get a lie. And her just not responding and telling me that she just didn't want to talk about it just kind of took the wind out of my sails. And so I wiped her mouth off and I told her to stay out of the kitchen and stay out of the chocolate. But,
Game over, man.
Yeah,
Game over.
It was pretty interesting to see her take all that in and make that decision.
Kids say the darndest things. Remember that show?
Yeah, I do. That was fun.
All right, let's check this one out. I can sing along to the music too. There we go. All right, what's this one?
During the cold months, we shut the door to the upstairs and shut the basement door, so we conserve heat, basically, because propane's expensive. She asked me if she could run upstairs to get some toy. I think it was like one of her Barbies. And I'm like, yeah, but stay out of my candy. She comes downstairs and I look at her. I said, you got my candy, didn't you? She's like, no, I have my Barbie. Don't you see? Look, this is, whatever the Barbie's name is. But yeah, there's chocolate smeared all over her face. So I told her to go look in the mirror. And if she wanted to come back and tell me what really happened upstairs, that I wouldn't get her in trouble.
What about you, Toddcast? You've got to have a good story for us.
No, I'm telling you, my kids were angels. Seriously, I caught them one time.
Put your hands up now or I'll shoot.
Yeah.
You told them you were going to shoot them.
No, my kids were good kids. Were, capital W-E-R-E.
Fan of Grey's Anatomy?
Meh.
Well, do you think the hilarious hypochondriac, did I say that right? Hypochondriac. Do you know of a hilarious hypochondriac? If so, what crazy illness do you think they've had in the past? How have they overreacted? Do you know someone who thinks they're a doctor? I know plenty of people like that who have hilariously misdiagnosed themselves or someone else. Anybody there?
You got somebody?
Yeah.
My mom, I swear, every year, especially around Thanksgiving time, it's clockwork for her. We all know it's coming. We just don't know what cancer she's going to have this time.
Oh, no.
Well, she'll be like, guys, this could be my last Thanksgiving. And we're like, Mom, what are you talking about? I have cancer. I have cancer. It's in my blood. There's nothing they can do. I'm in stage 4. And we're like, what are you okay, what do you mean? What kind of cancer? I don't know the name. I just know I'm in stage 4. So this will be the last time for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Please, guys, let's make it a good one. And this has happened for 4 years in a row.
Oh.
And then she turns around after Christmas and goes, guess what, guys? We're like, what? Apparently it wasn't cancer. I'm good.
The truth shall set you free.
Yeah, it sounds like she just wants attention.
Yeah.
But the whole reason why we're talking about this, Ellen Pompeo wraps up her regular run as Dr. Meredith Grey on Grey's Anatomy tonight.
Oh.
Yes. So if you know of a hypochondriac and you want to share your story, 870-719-1168.
That would be my little sister. It was last Halloween that we went out, and she slipped on I think it was some type of candy, and she hit her butt on a twig, a little tiny little twig, and she said it was the worst pain that she ever felt in her life, and she needed to go to the hospital. I said, all right, we'll go get checked out. We get to the hospital, and we explained to the nurse and the doctor what happened, and the doctor left her out of the ER room.
You have got to be kidding.
Oh, boy. You know, one time I do know someone, and I'm not going to name the thing that they thought they had, okay? But literally one time she rubbed the back of her hand like, oh, my God, this hurts so bad. I got to go lay down. Literally, swear to goodness. Yes, I saw that really happen. And I just, as many aches and pains as I've had in my life,
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. That's what I felt about that. Yeah, go lay down because the back of your hand hurts. Okay.
911 call. A woman calls 911 to report an alligator attack. Crikey! It's an alligator. Well, a Florida woman recently called 911 because her neighbor was attacked by an alligator and dragged. I don't think that's the word we want to use. Dragged or drugged? Dragged it. Anyway, it was dragged into the lake. The woman begs the dispatcher to hurry before saying that the woman had been pulled under and was gone. Oh, no.
Oh, no, that's not good.
Actually, authorities later arrived and removed the alligator from the lake. Do you want to hear the 911 call?
Let's hear it.
Okay.
911, unit, police, fire, or an ambulance.
911, there's a woman in the lake. The alligator's got her. The alligator's got her.
A dog?
An alligator has a woman. Please hurry.
Okay, how big is it?
It's a huge gator.
Is she alive?
Yes, she's alive.
She sounds angry.
He pulled her in. He pulled her in the lake.
Ma'am, I'm going to transfer you over to the fire department, okay?
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to send you over to the fire department. Your friend's being eaten alive.
Did it pull her under?
Yes. Oh, no.
It pulled her under?
Yes. Yes. Oh, my God.
That is terrible.
That is terrible. That's horrible. But that stuff happens.
Oh.
That's why you don't go near the water you can't see.
That's why they have all those warning signs up at Disney World.
I'll tell you, growing up, in Florida, you learn to stay away from that murky water, right? But where we're at, every lake is murky water except for like 2 of them. Okay, so when you grow up in that, you always got your your spidey senses on about that type of stuff. It doesn't change. You go to different parts of the world, even though there's no alligators here. I still look at the water a little. I'm not so sure I want to go in there, but okay, I will. Fascinating. Huh?
I've never seen a wild gator.
You haven't?
And that is on my bucket list. Somebody was asking me about my bucket list earlier. I want to add that to my bucket list. I want to see a real live wild alligator. I've seen a real live gator, like, you know, in exhibits and stuff like that. But like out in the swamp, no, that'd be pretty cool to see, in my opinion.
You know what's better than seeing alligators in the wild?
What's that?
Dolphins.
I've seen dolphins when I lived in North Carolina.
In the wild?
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love dolphins.
I don't think they have them in, like, they don't have any SeaWorlds or anything in North Carolina, so the only place we could see them was in the Sound. And I remember I made somebody really jealous because their favorite animal was a dolphin. And I got home from work, and I was like, guess what I saw today? I'm like, what? Ooh. I saw a dolphin. I'm like, no. Yeah, I did. Elizabeth Banks on Cocaine Bear.
Oh, yeah.
Movie synopsis. A 500-pound black bear consumes a large amount of cocaine and then embarks on a drug-fueled rampage in a Georgia forest. Elizabeth talks about why she wanted Carrie Russell in the movie. She says she feels lucky the late Ray Liotta agreed to be in the movie.
Oh, is he in it or no?
Yes.
Like, what did they? Oh, no kidding. I like Ray
Russell.
Liotta.
I just knew from my past experience with her, from everything she's done in film, that she would enjoy the tone of the movie, but she would play it totally straight. And that you would just want to root for her, and that the audience just loves her. I mean, who doesn't love Carrie Russell? All the way back from Felicity, you know? And that she also was going to had the strength physically to do all the physical things in the movie and really be like an action heroine, which is something I love seeing her do, and she gets to sort of play with just enough in this movie.
Now, you were asking about Ray Liotta and if he was in the movie. Got details on that.
Ray Liotta is one of the best actors I've ever worked with. I'd worked with him on a small movie, The Details, many years ago. He came to set, he blew my mind. I mean, he's one of the all-time greats. I felt like it was a huge get to get Ray to come do the movie. I felt so lucky he remembered working with me. He knew, he trusted me from minute one. It was such a gift to me as a director, especially as a female director trying to make a big CGI action comedy movie. I mean, that he trusted me with everything and that he was so game for everything. And guess what? He's funny, too.
Winning! That's not Ray Liotta. But that's close enough. That's Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, I liked Ray Liotta. I was pretty bummed out. Actually, you know, what was it? Last year, 2022, when he passed away, right?
All those mob guys died.
Yes.
Yeah.
So many of those mob movie, actors passed away. Sad. But, I noticed that she said heroin. Now, she wasn't talking about the drug heroin. But
she wasn't?
No, it's the cocaine bear, cocaine-fueled bear. And then she said heroin, so I thought that was interesting.
That seems like a good movie. Was there anything else that you wanted to go see lately? I remember you were asking me about movie showtimes. I was going to a comedy club with a friend, and you were going to go catch a movie, and you were asking me what they were showing, and I was like, Titanic was in theaters again? I didn't know they brought old movies back and played them in the theater.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I thought once it came out on VHS and DVD... Hey, remember those VHSs?
Even if it's a good movie, sometimes it is just fun to go watch it at the movie theater versus sitting at home, right?
There was this woman I saw on Reels, Facebook Reels, and she was singing the Titanic theme song in a stairwell, and it was so good it gave me goosebumps. I wonder if I could pull that up. You talk for a second.
All right, I'll talk here for a second. I don't remember what movies were coming out other than I know Cocaine Bear. I think there's some type of I don't know, like Roman soldier movie coming out, which I always like that type of stuff. So, did you find it?
Almost.
Oh, come on now, we can't have dead air.
No
pressure.
I saw it on Facebook. I should have saved it. Is what I should have done.
Yeah. So I'm working with amateurs is like here.
Yes. You got to renew your contract, right?
Yeah.
All right. This isn't the same one.
Is it the same lady?
I don't know. She's really pretty. She could be the same lady.
Oh.
I don't know. When we were talking about Titanic, it just made me think of this. I wanted this. It sounds like the movie. And she's just in a staircase, see? She's just in a staircase singing.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine being her neighbor.
It's 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, my gosh.
Shut up.
Shut up. All right, enough of that. So, besides the Cocaine Bear, that's an interesting name for a movie. Anything else that you wanted to go, that you're interested in going to see anytime soon?
Just nothing right now that I know of. And I do go to I'm like a cinemaphile. You know, I like going to the movies, but nothing right now that I can think of. No.
The weather that we had this morning, Todd woke me up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I stayed with him last night, and it was time to shovel the sidewalk. Well, apparently the whole country, even parts of California, getting a lot of snow. First ever blizzard warning yesterday out there in California. I know we talked about this earlier, but yeah, the National Weather Service posted, due to potential for strong winds and heavy snow, a blizzard warning was issued for all of LA County and Ventura County.
Yeah, California is not known for snow. I can tell you that.
Either is Florida, and Florida's gotten it a couple times.
Yeah, when I grew up there was snow. I remember a few days it was snowing. It would be snowing in the morning to go on the bus to go to school.
In Florida?
Yeah, and we'd had winter coats, and then coming home would be like 83, 85 degrees. It would be sweating.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I miss living in Texas during the winter. In the summer, not so much, but in the winter, yeah, when you look back in those 70-degree days, you're like, oh, man, I miss those days. Business Insider says Bill Gates has purchased $902 million stake in Heineken beer, despite saying he is not a big beer drinker. Bill now owns 3.7% of Heineken. Do you think he just wanted that for his portfolio?
I don't know. It's possible. I mean, he likes to power up.
You just wanted an excuse to use that sound effect, didn't you?
Yeah. He's a good business person.
All right.
I mean, a lot of people drink beer. Not me, but a lot of people do.
On this day back in 2003, Norah Jones won 5 Grammy Awards for her album, Come Away With Me. Do you like... That doesn't sound like that. It was like the exact opposite of that.
Oh, it was? Okay, sorry.
On this day back in 2003, Simon and Garfunkel, yes, I know who they are, received a Lifetime Achievement Grammy Award for and sang together for the first time in 10 years.
Yeah, what's up? I hate when groups break up. Like you love a group, you think it's awesome, and then they break up because somebody wants to go solo or someone thinks that they can do better than the group, and et cetera, et cetera. Shame on them. But then years later, they have some type of reunion thing. Almost got back together, and I was excited about it, by the way. Van Halen.
I would be excited about that.
Yeah, that was, but then everybody started passing away. But anyways, yeah, so when, the original lead singer of Van Halen, do you know who that is?
Eddie Van Halen.
No. The lead singer.
Okay, who?
I'm going to make you guess.
I don't know.
Google it. All the listeners are going, oh my gosh, come on.
Does a Canadian know? No, she doesn't know. You don't even know. You're Googling it.
No, I know exactly who it is. I'm waiting for you.
I give up. White flag.
All right. Well, white flag it, I guess.
All right.
Anyhow, they had announced that they're getting back together, and then something happened, and old emotions came out, and Eddie Van Halen was like, "Screw this! I'm not touring with David Lee Roth again."
David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
He lights the menorah. Did you know that?
Sure.
He's Jewish.
Well, good for him.
You know how I know he's Jewish?
I don't know.
Because of the Hanukkah song. You know the Hanukkah song?
Oh, yeah.
Put on your yarmulke. It's time to celebrate Hanukkah. And anyway, yeah, he's mentioned in that song, so that's how I know.
Gotcha.
On this day, back in 2005, efforts to identify victims from September 11th attack on America ended, leaving more than 1,000 bodies unidentified. And I know you have something to say about that.
That's just horrible. There's a lot. Do you remember that day?
I do.
That was a horrible day.
If I tell you where I was, you can't make fun of me.
I won't make fun of you.
I was in 4th grade, and we had a substitute teacher, and she was crying.
Oh, yeah, sure. And so I was at home. I was getting ready to go to work,
What were you doing?
Getting ready to go to work. I just said that.
No, what were you doing for a living?
Oh, at the time I was working in construction.
Oh, okay.
And so I get in my car and I start driving, and I'm listening to the radio, and the disc jockeys they're kind of, oh my gosh, supposedly a plane just flew into the towers, and they were kind of laughing about it because they thought maybe it was a joke or something. I don't know. But then all of a sudden they got real serious because, the second one hit. So I turn around, I go home. Like, I'm not going to work. I'm going to go see what this is. So I go home, I turn on the TV, and then the Pentagon got hit. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is serious. So I started gathering up all my, my survival needs.
You thought it was the end?
I had no idea what it was, but I thought we were under attack for sure. And so I had a van. I took a bunch of gas cans, went up to the gas station, filled up my van, filled up all the gas stations, got a few gallons of water and some,
you took it seriously.
Canned food. Oh, absolutely. And then I sat there and kept watching the news for a while, and things, seemed to have calmed down. And so then I went to work and told everybody, you need to turn on the TV. And nobody at work had a clue what was going on. Nobody. So
they didn't even have a radio on the job site?
I get it. They were just, everybody was working. So that's what they count on.
On this day back in 2010, London's Abbey Road Studios was made a listed building protecting it from plans of radically alter. What? I screwed that way up. On this day back in... I wasn't here for rehearsal. I didn't proofread any of this. Yes. On this day back in 2010, London's Abbey Road Studios was made a listed building, protecting it from plans to radically alter it. Yes. The Beatles used Abbey Road for 90% of their recordings, naming an album after the studios back in... give me a guess.
60...
Ooh, you're close.
70...
No?
No.
You had it right the first time?
Okay, 67?
9.
Okay.
On this date back in 2014, the closing ceremony of the Winter Olympics took place in Russia.
Oh, okay. Good for them.
Yeah, that really grinds Todd's gears. On this day back in 2021, Tiger Woods was injured in a car accident near L.A. His SUV rolled over before first responders extracted him from the vehicle. Tiger suffered 2 leg fractures and a shattered ankle. And I don't think that stopped him from playing golf. No.
That's good.
He's still... but that was back in 2021. He's made a good recovery. Let's see. We got so much. We got some stuff about hockey. On this day back in 1980, the U.S. hockey team defeated Finland 4-2 to win the gold medal in the Winter Olympics games. You a fan of the Olympics?
I am. I've always enjoyed the Olympics. Yeah. I always thought there's some pretty odd, events in the Olympics.
Like curling?
Curling.
That's weird.
Yeah. Curling is kind of weird, but they do the thing with the ribbons. Big long ribbons,
The baton twirling?
I don't know. Yeah.
No, what is that? What is that called?
I don't know. Ask the Canadian.
Do you know what it is? No. She's going to pass on that. On this day back in 1981, Buckingham Palace announced the engagement of Britain's Prince Charles to Lady Diana Spencer.
Oh, wow.
Back in 1987, radio personality Larry King suffered a heart attack.
I remember that. And then he lived a long time after that.
He's not alive right now, is he?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I think he's still alive, but I don't know, to be honest with you. It's not my thing. But
I know he did some weird infomercials. Weird. I remember being up at 3 o'clock in the morning, seeing Larry King pop up on the TV talking about colon cancer and stuff like that. And just weird infomercials. Back in 1990, Malcolm Forbes died. Back in 1987, I already read that one. Back.
We got to talk about the heart attack together. Again.
On this day back in 1992, the U.S. Postal Service's Elvis stamps were unveiled.
Hunk of burning love.
Yes, and on this date back in 1992, Kurt Cobain of Nirvana and Courtney Love of Hole got married in Hawaii.
Ah.
Were you ever married in Hawaii?
No, I've never been to Hawaii. That's on my bucket list.
I guess I.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hawaii. On this day back in. We're just moving on. Yeah, we'll skip that one. That one doesn't seem too appealing. So you stumped me earlier. We did some trivia. We talked about some cool birthdays and all kinds of other really cool stuff. But I want to talk about how we're expanding the show and different ways you can actually access it. We've got someone really, really, really smart who's actually put us on Spotify. Which
Hell
is really
yeah!
cool. Yeah! Put us on Spotify and just really taking it under her wing and doing something really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
How do we look that up? Like, what do we do?
Yeah, if you go to podcast and search Random Overflow.
Oh, there you go. Go to podcast and search Random Overflow.
Soon enough, I'm going to have it so you can ask Alexa to play Random Overflow. I don't think she'll do it yet.
Oh, okay.
But I'll make that happen.
Yoo-hoo, baby!
We're going places.
We are going places. How about Ask a Canadian? That's what we could do.
Do you have a question?
I have one,
All right,
and it's kind of corny, but it's a good one. So my question is, are there people named kilometers in Canada because there's people named miles in the U.S.? Have you ever met someone named kilometer?
You know what? I'm sure there's somewhere, but I have not yet met one. And being a teacher myself, I've met a lot of people.
You said you're a teacher?
Yeah.
I knew that,
get
but
a
I
lot
didn't
of
want to
weird
share it.
names.
I wanted you to share that part. So you hear a lot of names, but never kilometer.
Never kilometer. Not yet.
All right. So that's this week's edition of Ask a Canadian. Toddcast, you got anything for us?
No, I think I'm ready to head out on the Blue Wander here.
Yes, it's been a lot of fun. Make sure you like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Random Overflow. Add us on Snapchat at Random Overflow. You can always shoot us a text message. If you're a little shy, you don't want to talk or anything like that, send us a text message, 870-719-1168, 870-719-1168. This has been Random Overflow. My name is DJ. That's Toddcast. Have a great day.